I have only just sat down here. But I wanted to show y'all something I was working on today. So I finally got around to taking decent pictures of my reverse paintings on glass. Well, not glass for these particular ones. Um, these are on plexiglass, and I've just added them to the new material or materials. Goodness, I have just added them as add-ons to the rewards for Kickstarter for the Magnolia Fawn children's book Kickstarter that's coming. um, that's currently ongoing. I'm really sleepy, y'all. So let's see. This is an airship that I did. Um, these are just on a black background. Um, they're clear, so when you hang them up, they will match whatever color your wall is. Um, got a mermaid. Got a little fisherman grimalkin. A glass fairy. A kelpie. Griffin. Unicorn. And not quite a nine-tailed fox. And also a couple of fawn. So these are add-ons to the Magnolia Fawn book campaign. Let's see, and last time I was working on this landscape with the creek, and once I finish putting in all the brown and background, then I'm going to add in the greenery and the um, light. Let me see, where in the world did I stash that reference picture? Wait. Nope. It was, wait, I see it. There it is. So here's my reference picture that I was going by. And let me reduce that. Put this up on my upper screen. Let's get back to painting. Let's see. So right here, this needs to be a little bit darker. This in here is mostly different shades of green. And I want kind of a light grayish blue for the sky. I might as well put the sky in a layer behind this one. That way I'll see where this needs filled in some more. I think that this could be lighter and possibly a gradient. Let me see what we have for gradients. Um, Still kind of an aggressive bit of a stripe here. Let me see. Okay, let's try this again. That's a lot better. Okay, so I think something like that. And I'll see if I can do something different with the gradient on this page later. And these are a couple of smudges that got on this page when I was trying to use the pen to scroll up and down a bit. Let's get this lined up. And now that we have the blue in the background, I can see a little bit more clearly where I don't have it filled in. Oh, let's turn on the background music and make sure it's not too loud again. I can barely hear it myself. Let's see. Let's just trust that it's there. Because it's also the mic is also picking it up a little bit. And I don't want to be drowned out. Let's see. I want to add a little bit of definition up at the bank of the creek. You know, I always hear from people that they say they can't draw. And that's really, that's a little bit harsh on themselves, I think. Maybe they could draw. if it was something that they needed to learn how to do, or if they decided to give it a shot and decided that they really love it, I don't think that they would then hit a wall and say, "Oh, their art's going to be bad forever." There's always something that can be improved, but that doesn't mean that you aren't talented, or that if you weren't born with talent, then you can never acquire it. Maybe talent is the thing that you can never acquire, or maybe there are a lot of artists out there who have no innate talent and they're still producing work that they're happy with. What I'm saying is, it can be, anything can be overcome with hard work and practice. And really, all art is doing is training your hand to follow your eye, and your eye to pick out the things that your mind won't tell you. Like when you look at something, your mind has enough things going on, and it will make do with a shortcut. So you get all kinds of cartoony looking, uh, culturally propagated sorts of shortcuts. And it's not really like how things really are. It's just good enough. It's a cartoon version of reality. But it's not good enough for art. If you're going to make an unrealistic type of representation of reality in your art, then first, first you need to be able to create a realistic one. So you can get really good at drawing anime characters and your favorite cartoons or comic characters, but you're not a fine artist. You could never move on and paint something different. And you'll find yourself hitting a wall there. And it's purely because you haven't been practicing drawing from life or from reference. And photo reference is pretty good. Um, Drawing from life is better, but maybe we can't always do that. but the camera sees things in a slightly different way than the human eye. So ideally, you need to practice drawing from life as much as you can, and also take your paper and pencils out into the world, into the yard, wherever you have, and draw from life. Okay, so we've gotten to some places in this that I have no idea what the ground underneath looks like because it's so uh, buried in greenery, which is nice. This is a painting of Deerland, which is where Connie releases the deer that have been rescued and rehabilitated from Magnolia Fawn Rescue. And the deer all have plenty of variety to eat and forage from the land there. And it's also really good that there's a creek because they have access to all the fresh water they need. Okay, so let's take this and add another layer on top. And we can start working with some green. Let's see, what's the predominant green here? So I'm thinking that tonight I'm not gonna be streaming for an hour or so like I've been. Um, I'm really tired. Things have been a little bit stressful and it's starting to catch up to me. But I am committed to finishing this project as soon as I can. And you don't get as soon as you can anywhere unless you put in the work regularly. Let's see. Droplet is kind of an interesting tool. Um, it's actually pretty good at rendering randomly scattered leaves. Especially if you go back over it with like a highlight color that's a couple shades lighter and a shadow color that's a couple shades darker. And it gives you a nice random spray of leaves that don't look too fussy. So I know it says it's called Droplet, and maybe it is meant to be more of spattering, but I like using it for leaves. It just looks good. And it saves me from having to painstakingly make all these dots. And up here I want to do more of a yellow-green, especially like a little bit back here, where we have the distance. And up here where the sun is hitting first. Like right now, just with this addition of the bright yellow-green up in this corner, it's, to my eye anyway, it has brightened this area here at the beginning of the creek. So I'm just going to hit a few places with this. I'm not really going over the entire thing. Just enough so that it's clear that the light is coming from this way. And I'm going to go to an even brighter yellow-green. To get the edges of that. And I want to reduce the particle size again to convey this almost misty quality of the distance. Okay, looking at the reference picture again, I think that this bit of tree up here is actually a continuation of this branch. It's just really hard to tell because it's all so broken up, like right in here. Let me bring up my particle sizes again. Let's see, and up here, instead of a yellow green, it's just a very pale green that hits across the top of pretty much just these leaves. But yeah, even with just this much green, it's done so much more to make this drawing come alive. Let's see. Do we have any vegetation that works? There's a little bit of grass. Not exactly. There's the straw that I got for another project that's been surprisingly useful. This kind of looks right. Maybe that one's a little dark. Let's go up. So pretty much what I'm doing with this is filling in some of the gaps where it's still just background color. You know, let me take all those out, or a good many of them. Because if I'm going to be using this as a filler, then I should have it back behind. I should have it back behind my leaves that are kind of in front of things. Normally I am a little bit better about this. You know, I try to put a lot of thought in between how everything is meant to exist in a three-dimensional space. And which layers they're supposed to be in. But I am a little bit tired. It's honestly affecting me. You can even change the angle at which these set, which is kind of funny. Okay, let's put the angle back. Keep in mind where our layers are. Oh, there goes the save again. Okay. Hmm. And let's go find Droplet again. Figure out what shade we want for that. That's really too bright. Let's go look in the additional color set. Yeah, I think it's a lot more like this one. So I'm going to use the lasso tool to isolate out where I want to add more leaves so that it doesn't cross over the tree trunks in the foreground any more than necessary. Okay, so I did start this one right at 8 o'clock, and honestly, I feel like I'm gonna crash. So that might have to be all for tonight. But thank you all for coming and watching. And don't forget to look for the Magnolia Fallen children's books on Kickstarter. And also check out Connie's work at Magnolia Fallen Rescue. She's on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can see all the pictures and videos of rescued deer. And I will probably be back again 8 o'clock tomorrow. Let's see. Take a look. So this is the Magnolia Fallen children's book. It's on Kickstarter now. Go check it out. Give it a like and a share, even if you can't back. The more people who see it, the better. Thank you all so much. And I'll see y'all later. Oh. Bye.